morning and welcome to the Delta TV AM News. I am Esther Uputa. Governor Sheriff Oborevwori has affirmed that the cardinal goal of his administration is to build a civil service that is innovative, proactive and solution-driven as the engine room of government. Governor Oborevwori said this while declaring open a public lecture as part of programs lined up for the 2025 Public Service Week in the state. Ejime Udweme reports.
The governor said the annual gathering was a unique platform to introduce fresh ideas, broaden the horizon of public workforce, and recommit to excellence in service delivery. He said the various reforms being championed by his administration in the state civil service was to meet the 2030 Sustainable Development deadline. While commending the efforts of the civil service, Governor Oborevwori charged workers to demonstrate loyalty, dedication, and unwavering focus in achieving the objectives of the present administration.
The theme for this year, 5 years to 2030, accelerating public service delivery for sustainable future, is both timely and vital. As we mark Public Service Week, we are called to assess our progress, confront challenges, and strategize for more efficient and impactful service delivery, especially as we approach the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals deadline.
Governor Oborevwori, who rewarded the first and third winners of the online Civil Service Week quiz competition with 500,000 naira each, said he would do his best to transform the public service. The state head of service, Dr. Minnie Oseji, pledged to champion policies that would transform the service, even as she said she had rolled out policies that would take the state civil service to enviable heights.
We rolled out a 20-point agenda to support the new agenda of the governor for the first 100 days of being in office, which will culminate on the 19th of July 2025. As at today, 19 of the 20 activities have been initiated, and we are on track to initiating the last one. Dr.
Oseji tasked workers on commitment to duty, charging all to work in tandem with the state government for the growth of the state. Ejime Udweme report.
The state government has called on residents of Owoyibo community in Ikan Northeast local government area to maintain peace as efforts are being made to address the issues surrounding alleged land grabbing in the area. The special advisor to the state governor on peace building and conflict resolution, Chief Edwin Uzo, made a call when he met with aggrieved widowers and stakeholders from the Owoyibo community held in his office in Asaba. Henry Unogwa has details.
The meeting was convened to verify a petition sent to the government and to hear firsthand the grievances of community members who accuse the Owaroya Palace of forcefully taking their ancestral lands. Chief Uzo, while acknowledging the deep concerns expressed by the people, emphasized the need for calm and constructive dialogue, stressing that Governor Sheriff Oborevwori remained committed to peace and unity across the state and assured the aggrieved parties that the government would bring all stakeholders, including the Royal Palace, to the negotiation table to find lasting solution to the issue.
So, we're here. Yeah? We'll handle the matter. We'll address the matter the way everybody mind will come down. I'm very happy that I hear from the priest. He said the grandfather is the 13th to be of. We have had it before. We will look at the matter. Yeah? We will look at the matter. We will bring everybody together.
The chairman of the Owa Progressive Initiative, Honorable Benson Nkeki, on behalf of the people, commended the state government's proactive approach to the matter. He alleged that the land were being taken from the poor and given to the wealthy under the claim that the king owned all land, and appealed for justice while pledging to support the peace efforts.
They have asked us questions on this issue of land grabbing. Many widows, many widowers, many old men and young men has given their testimony as to the land grabbing issue that had been going on in Owoibo. The state government is now working on it with a promise to bring an end to it, to bring everybody together and settle the matter. We agree with them that if justice is done, that we are going to sheathe our sword and do away with everything about the protest.
In a similar development, Chief Uzo also met with representatives of Ovirolomu and Egodogoto communities in Ughelli South and Brutu local government areas on long-standing land disputes and the need to resolve them amicably. Chief Uzo reminded both communities of their shared history and interdependency, urging them to avoid conflicts, especially as oil exploration companies operated in the region, and stressing the need for inclusivity and equitable distribution of benefits to surrounding communities.
The pipeline laying that is causing this heat, we've advised them that both communities should benefit. Both communities should benefit. So that this one will have, this one will have. No one community will have it alone. That is the advice we're giving them. And ask them to go home and maintain peace. Because in the absence of peace, the community cannot even develop.
Community leaders in the two council areas expressed appreciations for the government's swift intervention and committed to upholding peace in their areas.
The aggrieved members of the Owoibo community turned out in their numbers today to express their grievances over land matters in their area and have promised to maintain peace while calling on the state government not to take sides in the matter. For Delta TV, I am Henry Onogwa.
The State Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, Mr. Charles Aniago, has said the Oborowori administration has remained faithful to its more agenda. Speaking on national television, Mr. Aniago stressed the importance of peace and security in achieving the governor's vision, noting that Governor Oborowori had prioritized ensuring safety across the 25 local government areas of the state. He cited several federal infrastructure projects ongoing in the state, including the 17.5 kilometers access road to the Second Niger Bridge, the Benin-Asaba corridor, and upgrades to the Saple, Amokwe, Abraka, Agbo Highway. The Works and Public Information Commissioner also praised Governor Oborowori's efforts at reducing travel time between major cities in the state, especially the Asaba-Warri roads, which now took under 2 hours, down from nearly 3 hours. Mr. Aniago said Delta State was poised to reap significant benefits from Governor Sheriff Oborowori's recent participation in the International Infrastructure Investment and Construction Forum, IIICF, in China. He described the governor's trip as a strategic move to position Delta State for international infrastructure partnership and knowledge exchange, as the governor and his team had valuable insight into international best practices in infrastructure planning, execution, and project management. The commissioner noted that the exposure had already begun to influence project planning and implementation strategies in the state. Christians have been exhorted to strive to be vessels of honor readily available for God's use. Pastor Believe Iro of the Redeemed Christian Church of God Recharge Center area, Asaba, gave the exhortation at the DBS Asaba weekly prayer meeting. Gifts Unosha reports.
Pastor Iro in his sermon drew lessons from the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 19. Emphasized that God knew those who were his, and that everyone who professed to be a follower of Christ should shun evil in all its forms as God's ambassador. He added that as vessels unto honor or ambassadors of God, believers must groom themselves to the word of the Lord and be ready to be used as God's instruments.
What is your heart yearning towards? Do you want to please the Lord? Are you doing what you are doing? Are you carrying God along? Do you think about God before taking the decisions you are taking? Many will insult the Lord. Many will despise you. But continue seeking after the Lord. Many would even know, they will say, what is she doing? What is he doing? Continue. And the Lord will make proof of himself.
The cleric stressed that humility, a winning heart, genuine desire to know and serve God, total separation from the things of the world, and being readily available for the work of God were the things God desired from his true ambassadors. He encouraged believers to be redefined and consecrated before God as he had pleasure in Christians who bore positive fruits for his kingdom.
Let each esteem other better than themselves. Don't look down on people. Value others. Value the giftings in others.
The prayer session featured choruses and intercession for the state and its people. Gift Unosha reporting.
Speaker of the State House of Assembly and National Treasurer, Conference of Speakers of State Houses of Assembly, the Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo, has called for greater commitment of stakeholders to advancing Nigeria. Right Honorable Guo stated this during the second anniversary Thanksgiving service of the 10th Assembly of the Benue State House of Assembly in Makurdi, the Benue State capital. The Speaker, who was a special guest at the occasion, said critical stakeholders, including State Houses of Assembly, must stand together for national unity and development, expressing satisfaction that democracy had come to stay in Nigeria. He congratulated his colleague in the Benue State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Hyacinth Dajo, principal officers and members of the House on the successful session of the 10th Assembly and for their decision to appreciate God. The Right Honorable Guo, who was adorned in Tiv traditional attire in commemoration of the visit, wished the Benue State Assembly continued success and impact in the next legislative session of the House. Alluding to the recent spate of violence in the state, he condemned violence in all its forms and called for a stop to such sad incidents, even as he began to comfort families and those who lost their lives and to restore permanent peace, law and order in the state. The Speaker was accompanied by the member representing Ugeli South constituency in the House, Honorable Festus Utwama. Students of the Zuri International High School, Asaba, have visited the Delta Broadcast Service, DBS Asaba, to familiarize with the broadcast station operations to improve their chosen career. Gloria Otto has details.
The students, accompanied by their teacher, Mr. Samuel Omotese, were taken on a guided tour of the station's operational areas, including the TV and radio newsrooms, studios, transmitter, and editing suites. Operational staff took them through the fundamentals of broadcasting for a hands-on experience. At the Master Control Room MCR, the students observed producers and engineers working together to deliver news and entertainment programs live on air. The students appreciated the visits, saying it provided them with valuable experience and insights into the inner workings of a broadcast station.
To know how they cast news and to experience how they do it.
I advise other children to come to this radio, television, Voice of Delta, to come and see how the place is and learn more.
The teacher, Mr. Omotese, said the excursion aimed to educate the students about the production process behind the content they consumed at home. He encouraged parents to support such initiatives to enhance their children's learning experiences.
We actually came here to Delta Broadcasting Service to educate the children.
Gloria Otolo reporting.
The Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, has warned students to be cautious of a fake portal with fraudulent messages currently circulating online. Nelfund, in a statement endorsed by his Director of Strategic Communication, Mrs. Oshayemi Oluwatoyin, said the information contained the online messages were misleading. It urged the public, especially students, parents and guardians, to avoid clicking on unverified links and to never submit personal or financial information on suspicious websites. The statement pledged Nelfund's continued commitment to transparency, safety and fairness in the loan application process, adding that the fund would always make announcements through its verified platforms. It appealed to students to report any suspicious messages or websites to the fund via email at info@nelf.gov.ng and advised students to reach out through its official social media platforms X, Instagram, Facebook and LinkedIn. The federal government has said plans are ongoing to begin manufacturing boats in the country to phase out rickety vessels and curb the incidence of mishaps. The Executive Secretary of the Nigeria Shippers Council, NSC, Mr. Pius Akuta, disclosed this to newsmen in Abuja. He said the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy and the Nigerian Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, were working to minimize accidents on the inland waterways, adding that the Minister, Mr. Adeboyega Oyetola, was leveraging the knowledge, experience and expertise of staff of the ministry to brainstorm ideas to transform the marine sector and enhance safety. Mr. Akuta said, with the inauguration of the Marine and Blue Economy Policy, measurable developments will be recorded within the next year, especially regarding boat accident control. He lauded the government's initiative of distributing life jackets across states, while urging boat users to ensure the usage of the jackets for their own safety and calling for the establishment of a coastal guard to support boat users with proper water navigation, especially at night. The NSC official said the council was supporting the government's economic policies to make an impact in the port sector, adding that it was in synergy with public and private stakeholders across the ports to improve and sustain developments in the sector. The chairman of the governing board of the Delta State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission, DESOPADEC, Olorogun Jonani, has on behalf of the board, management and staff of the commission felicitated with Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of DESOPADEC, Chief Festus Ochonogo, on the occasion of his birthday. Gunani, in a goodwill message, described Chief Ochonogo as a visionary leader, a man of uncommon wisdom, and a technocrat whose dedication to duty had continued to reposition DESOPADEC for excellence and measurable impact across mandate area. He said Chief Ochonogo's leadership had brought renewed energy and purpose to the Commission's operations, with strategic reforms, improved service delivery, and results-driven management practices that had enhanced transparency and development across all producing areas in the state. The board chairman noted that the managing director's commitment to the ideals of the MOE agenda had contributed immensely to the Commission's ability to deliver on its core mandate, while also fostering unity, professionalism, and a culture of performance within the institution. He prayed for continued good health, divine guidance, and greater accomplishments for Chief Festus Ochonogo in the years ahead. The State Police Command has warned residents that indecent dressing now attracts penalties under the state's Violence Against Persons Prohibition (VAP) law. The command, in a warning on its X handle, explained that persons found guilty of indecent dressing risked a fine of 50,000 naira or a sentence of community service. According to Section 29 of the law, a person who intentionally exposes any of his or her private parts, wholly or partly, in public has committed the offense of indecent exposure. The police said it would henceforth post laws on its X handle every weekend to enlighten the public on laws not known to them. The VAP Act, originally signed into law in 2015 by former President Goodluck Jonathan, was domesticated in Delta State in July 2020. from addressing indecent dressing, the law also prohibits female genital mutilation, harmful widowhood practices, battery, forceful ejection from home, and abandonment of dependents, and other forms of violence against persons, among other offenses. The Federal High Court in Abuja yesterday granted the suspended senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, Natasha Akpotu-Uduaghan, bail on self-recognition. Mrs. Akpotu-Uduaghan was arraigned on a 6-count charge bordering on alleged cybercrime, to which she pleaded not guilty. The senator allegedly made false and damaging statements against Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Kogi State's former Governor Yahaya Bello on digital platforms and national television, claiming threats to her life. While applying for bail, Mrs. Akpotu-Uduaghan's legal team, led by Professor Roland Otarusan, requested that she be granted bail on self-recognition, being a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and a senior member of the bar. There was no counter affidavit from the prosecution challenging the bail application, and the court, presided over by Justice Mohammed Umar, proceeded to grant the request. The court adjourned until September 22 for the commencement of trial. Governor Sheriff Obrewori has been invested as Grand Patron of the Bori Golf and Country Club IGCC Asaba. The induction took place during the closing ceremony of government's invitation golf tournament held at the IGCC in Asaba. The event, which drew top golfers and dignitaries from across the country, was organized in celebration of Governor Obrewori's 62nd birth anniversary. Jime Udweme reports.
The occasion featured competitive rounds of golf and a ceremonial reception in recognition for sports and community development. In his remarks, Governor Obrewori expressed appreciation for the honor, stating that he was humbled by the gesture and proud to be associated with the prestigious golf club. Reaffirming the state's security and openness to investors, the governor invited guests and participants to explore the numerous opportunities the state offered in tourism, hospitality, and commerce, emphasizing that Delta remained a safe destination for both business and leisure, with an enabling environment and efficient governance that supported investment. He highlighted Delta State's recent achievements, including winning the highest number of gold medals at the 2025 National Sports Festival in Ogun State, even as he celebrated the state's continued dominance in the National Youth Games, which the state hosted and won in both 2023 and 2024, and was set to host again this year and next.
You can see that our economy is booming. People who are working here, even the contractors, are happy because no contractor is being owned in Delta State. No. This is the only state in Nigeria where you don't own contractors. When your money come with your certificate, we pay you. You don't have to wait whether you want to look for FAC to pay. Don't wait. On Monday again, we will do payment again. As you are working, you can see that the whole state has become a construction site.
Earlier, captain of the Bori Golf and Country Club, Chief Patrick Uka, commended Governor Obrewori for his consistent support and contributions to the club.
I'm so happy tonight in the sense that I'm not only the son of the governor, I'm his DG Capital Territory. You know what it means to have a standard golf course in a city, in the capital city. And this man has encouraged us. Golf is a place you network.
He said the tournament was organized to celebrate the governor's 62nd birthday and honor him with the title of Grand Patron, describing the recognition as well deserved. Ejime Uduime reporting.
And that's it on the news this morning. Many thanks for your time. I am Esther Oputa. Good morning.